babies. He stood fast for the babies. He did whatever it takes for the babies. He called on me. I called on a few other brothers. Shatik, who presently couldn't be here, amongst other brothers, such as Malal, one of our great brothers. There were so many of us that he called on, but few came to stand perpendicular for him. Which, it's okay, because at the end of the day, they're still our brothers. Everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? All in time, we will collectively come together. But I want to leave some encouraging words for you, Lala, because it's all about you, man. I'm here. Before I leave, you're going to have my information. You don't contact me, I'm gonna find ways to contact you. That's just what it is. And this man was traveling on mass transportation to come see you. Took the buses. He could barely breathe to me on the phone, he on the bus. Coming to see Lala. You don't see him in 3 days, his mind ain't right. And when I build with him, in the middle of us building, I gotta get in contact with my baby just randomly. So that was his sincere love. I don't think he loved you more than he loved his other babies, but however, he was presently, physically attached to him at the present time. You was the gracious part of his angel. And I want to say, because of that, brother, I sincerely have love for you. I'm gonna be here for you. And if I can't do it, I'm gonna find a way. That's right, and I really want to encourage all my brothers who say they sincerely love Allah B. Let's join ventures with this particular task, man, and serve this young queen the same way we would serve our own babies. All these brothers that know me know I'm sincere with my word. I help others' babies as well as I help mine. Because my son was fortunately to be guided by gods outside of his dad. Built with gods outside of his dad. Bilal continuously building with my God without even knowing. So why can't I do that for Allah? Why can't we do it for Allah? So let's do it. Let's do it.
Peace once again. If everybody would close the back door and focus your attention to the front, if you have any private conversations to have, the door is also there. Just close it behind yourself, please. Thank you. The next brother that's going to come up and speak, his name is Nemo Librizi. He's somebody that Allah B took me into his world, although I've met him numerously in my childhood. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.
Like probably all of you have a lot to say about Brother Allah B. I could sit up here and talk all day, but I made a short statement and wrote it to keep it short. Although it may not be easy to spot the family resemblance, Allah B is my brother. In speaking today about this wonderful man, he continues to live among us through the love that he shared and the profound understanding that he taught by living example. I came up a Christian, and unlike many of my friends, never once had a disagreement with a 5%er.
Yeah, I'm recording, y'all.
That's probably because I make no argument against science, and it's a well-established fact that the first man and the first woman were black. So that when we read the scripture that man was created in the image and likeness of God, it's only natural for the original creation to recognize himself in these words. A lot of my friends growing up identified themselves as gods, and that was just fine with me. They would tell me stories about the firstborn and Allah B that was known then as Born Allah. And to my childish imagination, he was some combination of Moses and Billy the Kid. I spent most of my childhood out on the street, and out on the street we only cared about street stuff. about gangsters, and about women who might be best described as prostitutes. But when you saw a Christian minister out on the street, it was only to lure a crowd into the church, and once there to extract as much money as possible from the faithful. Whereas the 5%er stayed out on the street because he built the streets. But understanding of the gods and earths extended far beyond mere street smarts. And I would wear out their doorstep with my constant visits in search of knowledge. And when a poor righteous teacher dropped a jewel on me, there was never a price tag attached. In fact, the only time I had to break out my bankroll in dealing with a 5%er is when they wanted dice. And they wanted dice so often that I began to feel like they were counting on something better than love. Papa Wu, known to you all as Freedom Allah, introduced me to Allah B not long after he came home. I never gave a damn about celebrities, but felt a bit starstruck to be in the presence of this legendary man. He asked me if I had any idea what it was like to go to bed alone every night for 27 years. My answer was simple: no. But how it pleased him that I made no attempt to relate. He looked at me, his eyes shining brightly, and it was the first time I would see his larger-than-life smile. He thanked me warmly, and from then on, he treated me as a friend. The scripture asks, "What is man that thou art mindful of him?" And I wondered what Allah B had seen in me during our straightforward meeting. Then I supposed how some of my friends might have answered his same question. "Yeah, God, I did 10 years. I can feel your pain." And think he was rather relieved to have someone to rap with who had no clue as to the way he had carried through his hard time. And we would share spaghetti dinners and bottles of fine wine together, talk on the phone like teenagers, celebrate each other's birthdays. My son Fulano was one of the seeds who used a computer lab at Allah School in Mecca after school, and Allah B would be like an uncle to him. One day I happened by Allah School and stopped in uninvited to say hello. My buddy was not in, but the man who sat at the desk shot up to his feet when he saw me walk in. He shouted at me and all but kicked me out physically. I had to apply superhuman discipline to face his attack in a civilized manner. Later I told Allah B that I would not be stopping by the school anymore if this was the